right, April 18th, and I'm here in the Saranac Lake area. Planning on doing a loop from here, Follensby Pond, up into the Saint Regis Canoe Area, and back down and around. Depending on which route I choose, depending on how the day's going, maybe between 20-25 kilometers with between 6 to 8 portages. I just met a local who said ice out was only 4 days ago, so it's kind of that weird thing where the water is insanely cold, but the air temperature today is really hot, like 15, 16 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna wear my dry suit because of the water temperature, but I have no idea how hot that's gonna feel today. I don't know if you can tell, but it's crazy windy, so just gonna get set up and take off and have a nice day. All right, just completed that first lake crossing and the wind was brutal. Not huge waves, just really windy, just pushing the boat around a lot. I checked the weather before leaving today and it was saying 25 to 35 kilometer-hour winds, gusting up to 45 or higher by this afternoon, and I would say we are already there. Anyways, this time of year, I just want to get out and do some canoe camping. Unfortunately, just like everybody else, I don't have the time right now. I just have this one day, so I figured I would get out here and get some of the experience, be in nature and have a great day, do a few portages, find a campsite, have a little fire, cook a lunch, and enjoy an awesome day, and then head back home tonight. So first portage coming up, and the day has started off really well. All right, first real portage of 2026. It's just a little short one from Follensby into Polliwog. Like I said, it is hot out today, so my plan is when they're just little short portages like this, I'm just gonna leave my dry suit on. But when the portages are longer, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that this dry suit has suspenders. This is the Fjord model from level 6. And that's one of the features that I really like, is that it has suspenders. So you can take the top off and the bottoms won't fall down. Because it is not cold out and dry suits are hot. All right, just completed first portage of 2026. Oops. Ottertail. All right, I just got a real short paddle now, the next portage, and the wind is not very present here. It's a much smaller part of the lake, so that's nice. Although I am out for a day trip, it is early season, and I'm going to be in many places today that really I won't see anybody. So I have brought along some safety items. First of all, in my life jacket, I have my Garmin Mini InReach. I also have a lighter, and I have some flares and a bear banger. In my backpack, saw and a hatchet, other things to start a fire. I have a small sleeping bag and an air mattress, really small one with a pretty high R value. And I have my War Bonnets Cloudburst Tarp, which I love because it packs so small, so there's really no reason not to bring it. And it offers quite a bit of safety if you ever got caught out and weather turned. And then I have some extra clothes as well, in case something happened. Everything's in a dry bag, so it's going to stay nice and dry. Alright, so this is a longer portage from Polliwog into Hoel Pond. It feels nice to have the top of my dry suit off. As I said, although I'm only out for a day trip, I do have quite a bit of safety gear, and the bag is fairly heavy combined with the boat. All right, just finished that portage from Polliwog to Hoel Lake. Significantly longer than the previous portage. Went okay. It's definitely hot outside, and I get this question a lot because I use this backpack like all my sort of day trips and stuff like that, because it's really nice, it's waterproof, and it's easy. But people ask me if I like it And if I'm being honest, no, I don't find the straps very comfortable. All right, just out here on Hoel Pond now. Got a medium distance paddle across the lake to a very short portage and into the Saint Regis Canoe Area. Kind of bummed out because I just realized that this whole beginning part of the day here, my microphones have not been working properly, and on one of the clips for sure, my exposure and white balance were way off. I'm using this new camera setup that I'm testing out here, and I guess I just am not paying close enough attention when I'm pushing the record button. And also, I didn't notice that there was a button that, when pressed, switched from your auxiliary microphone to the camera microphone. And I guess somehow that got pushed. So, there should still be audio, it just won't be as good as I hoped it would be. Anyways, learning processes. I hope you guys will stick with me through this learning curve. All right, I have decided to stop at this campsite here on Long Pond for lunch, and my plan is to make a little fire, boil some water for hot chocolate, although not nearly as cold as I was thinking it was going to be when I was planning this a week ago. But for fire, I'm just going to grab little sticks that are everywhere. I don't need to make a big fire. Sit down, enjoy my little cold cut snack lunch that I brought, have a hot chocolate, and maybe even take a nap. I don't know, I'm just feeling it today, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right.
right, for lunch, I just got this little cold cuts combo here. Didn't put too much effort into this, did I? Since I was crossing the border today, they don't really want you to bring meats and stuff like that across, so I don't mess with it. I just wait till I get it to the other side of the border, and then I go ahead and buy something at one of the grocery stores. And this is one of the luxuries of a day trip. I never bring this on an actual canoe trip, but kind of addicted to Diet Coke, if I'm telling you the truth. So what a luxury for me to be able to bring this. Yeah, well deserved. Well deserved Diet Coke. I don't know if anybody else has this same issue as I do, but I don't understand why when they make these little packs, they give you less crackers than meat and cheese. Like, I want to have one meat, one cheese on every one of my crackers. Can't even come close to doing that. Wish somebody would get with the program. It's been raining like crazy the last few days, so everything on the ground is wet. Needs a little bit of help to get going. One of the questions I get asked a lot about is gear, especially on my other socials. So I decided that every time I do a video like this, I'm going to highlight one or two pieces of gear that I bring, give you an idea of what I'm bringing, what companies I trust, and yeah. So I mentioned before that I'm bringing a lot of safety gear today. It is April 18th, and although it's hot out today, the water is freezing cold, and the temperature can change drastically, and you don't want to get caught out with at least some basic safety gear. I also recognize, though, that I'm a bit privileged because I have some really good gear, and that makes it easier for me to bring. For example, this is a full-sized tarp. Okay, it packs a lot smaller than this if I really wanted to, but this is a full-size tarp. This is the Cloudburst by Warbonnet. This is the entire tarp and all of the cordage, just packed in this little tiny bundle here. So that means that it's much easier for me to bring that today than it would be for somebody who has a tarp from from Walmart or a Home Depot or a Canadian Tire. Those tarps are much bigger, they pack much heavier, and they take up a lot more space. So I'm definitely somebody who thinks good gear is worth it. It makes things easier, like single carry portaging or bringing safety gear on days when you're just day tripping. So anyways, that's my highlighted piece of gear for today, the Cloudburst by Warbonnet. And if you kind of enjoy these little mini gear reviews, let me know in the comments and I'll do one every time. having a fire, having lunch, making hot chocolate. Now it's time to get back on the water. I really enjoyed that. Even though I don't get to camp today, it gave me the feeling of camping, and that's a good start to the season. I packed out everything that I packed in. I even picked up a little bit of garbage that was already there. I did a walk around to make sure that I didn't leave anything behind, which is something that I think a lot of people forget just based on how many things I find at campsites. I thoroughly doused the fire so there's no chance of that turning into anything while I'm gone. So now we're just going to get on the water and finish off the day. Probably have about almost half left still. Almost exactly what I just did before. Anyways, we'll see. We'll get on the water and we'll have a fun afternoon and get back to the car and go home. Alright, we're just going to go around this. There's two peninsulas here, past 3 campsites on our right, and then the portage is right after a campsite on our left. It's going to be the longest one of the day by quite a bit. Game on. Alright, so I did say that at some point the wind was going to be seriously into my face, and that some point is now. Very strong wind. It's not a large body of water, so the waves aren't big, but the wind is cooking. Tourists are not going to like this, but this is the exact type of situation where I like having a double blade, which I did not bring. This wind is crazy. Let's see if I can duck behind this peninsula here. Might get a moment of reprieve behind it, but it won't last very long. All right, we have made it to the portage from Long Pond to Floodwood. It will be the longest portage of the day, and the wind was brutal, but it was more like gusty, so for 2 or 3 minutes it would be impossible, and then it kind of would die down to a level that was somewhat reasonable, and then pick back up.
right, game on. Game on. Uphill to start, quite obviously. All right, I don't know if you can tell, but it is stupid windy, straight in my face. It was extremely hard even getting down here with the canoe because the canoe was on an angle and getting blown over really hard. So I definitely have a hard paddle in front of me here. Again, though, the waves are not huge. It's not like I think this is dangerous. It's just ridiculously hard. So gonna have to suck it up, Buttercup, and get my paddle on. Alright, so I finally feel like I got out of the wind enough that I want to test out my new fish cell paddle. It's different than the one that I was using last year. The last year I was using the modified special. This year I'm trying out this modified Ottertail, which has a shorter but wider blade. Obviously both of them are still Ottertail designs. Alright, last portage of the day into Follensby and back to the car. I'm a terrible singer, but maybe the acoustics of a canoe will change that. Maybe it's like auto-tune. Give it a try. A is for axes we use to chop wood. B is for boys that use them so well. C is for chopping we do all day long. And D is for danger we oft times are in. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. No human on earth is as merry as we. I marry, you marry, we marry all. Give a shanty boy whiskey and nothing goes wrong. Nope, I don't think that worked. All right. Here we are, getting to the end. Okay. All right, that is all she wrote. I got about a 20-minute paddle across Follensby here, maybe more considering how windy it is. All in all, I think it was about a 9-hour day. I think 7 portages, and very windy, which slowed things down, plus all the filming I was doing. But it was awesome. It really felt like a canoe trip, even though it was just for one day. So that was pretty sweet. I think this is part of the video where I say I hope you enjoyed everything. And if you did, please consider clicking that subscribe button, liking, commenting, and maybe even sharing it with somebody. I don't know. Anyways, I've enjoyed this day, and I've enjoyed the second video of my 2026 promise to myself to make more long-form content. Paddle bumps, everyone. Have a wicked rest of your day, and stay wilderness, my friends.